what's up, people? This is Elder Tenchi, and bringing you to another episode of On the Brain. Now, today I'm going to be doing a DVD review of my favorite reboot series so far, Transformers Prime. Now, the thing about Transformers Prime is it has a very cinematic feel to it, and very good story. I have to say, I enjoy the. This is my third. Actually, this is my second favorite Transformers series. The first one being Generation 1, of course, right? Then you have Transformers Prime, then you have Beast Wars. That's how it goes for me. Now, the thing about Transformers Prime, it's not a left off of the movie. Michael Bay had no involvement in this project whatsoever. Thank goodness. But anyway, so it starts off like this. The Autobots and the Decepticons have been on Earth for a while because the stuff on Cybertron, the war on Cybertron, has left the planet so desolate, so dark, so bleak, so all but uninhabitable. Really, it just looks like a desolate, half metal looking planet that's just there. You know what I'm saying? There's no. The war has just left the planet dead. And you have scarce energon deposits. And what energon is, for those who don't know, is the blood of all Cybertronians. It is how it's their fuel, it's their life force, it's their heart. Without that, they cannot live. They do not, they cannot function. But there are energon deposits on Earth, but they're very, very few and far between. You have the Autobots as well as the Decepticons still fighting for control of these energon deposits. On top of that, finding out that Earth is home to a lot of Cybertronian artifacts they didn't know about at first. A lot of information about the early days of Cybertron. And how everything came about. So they're still fighting over that. But for now, the Decepticons are kind of laying low. All they're trying to do is mine out all this energon, right? And the Autobots are just going out, and scouting and making sure that everything's cool because they have sworn to protect all mankind. They are not working with, but the Pentagon is basically keeping them secret. The government is basically keeping them secret as long as they don't, screw up. They're living in an underground bunker. Some of them really do not like where they are. There's only a handful of them. That would be Optimus Prime, of course. His right-hand man, Ratchet, Bumblebee, RC, and Bulkhead. And for a little while, Cliff Jumper. Now we'll get back to him in a minute. Now, there's only a few of them left, so they're looking at each other like they're family. They may not like where they are, but they have to protect it. And this comes into surface more when you meet these three humans by the name of Jack, Miko, and Raphael. Now, the humans are not just there just to be there. They're not just there to have fun with. They're not just there to just be buddy with the robots. They're there to find a purpose in themselves. For example, Jack, normal 16-year-old kid, going through regular life in high school, living with his mom. It's just him and his mom. So he's basically just trying to find his place in the world. He can be very serious when he needs to be. And it's shown from the very beginning. Now, the first person that he ends up meeting is RC. RC is a Autobot a female Autobot that transforms into a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? So he looks at her like, I'm gonna own you one day. You know what I'm saying? Because she's in her bike form, and that's how they meet. He has no idea that she's even alive until the Decepticons, these two crazy Decepticons, just start attacking her, right? He sees it, she sees him, and she's like, okay, I gotta protect him. Let's go, kid, right? So, she gets into a fight with these two, Decepticons, these two twins, right? And then later on, Bulkhead and Bumblebee, they're her backup. Now, from the very beginning, this has very nice cinematic action, but it's not without it. Like I said before, and I cannot stress this enough, it's not without purpose. Because now that Jack knows that she exists, they have to protect him. Around the same time, you also meet Raphael, little 12-year-old kid, very smart. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling, enjoying life. And he sees the battle. Because he saw the battle. Now, because of Optimus Prime's orders, now he's under the protective watch of the Autobots. Because if the Decepticons, and this is what I get from it, if the Decepticons find out that the humans know them, they'll probably want to get information out of them, and the next thing you know, all hell will break loose. So they have to protect them. Then later on, you meet this girl named Miko. Now, Miko is a bundle of energy. She's a exchange student from Japan who does not like doing what everyone tells her to do. She's, a straight up punk rock rebel. You know what I'm saying? She just loves to have fun, loves to be where the action is. And she happens to just be there when RC comes back for Jack, explains the whole ordeal that they're going through, and then she's like, "What are you waiting for, man? Go with." Next thing you know, she's under protective custody. Now, on the flip side, you got the Decepticons, who are right now being, under the command of Starscream, who is the right-hand man and the second in command of Megatron. Now, if anybody knows the history of the Transformers and the whole thing with Starscream, he don't act like nobody's right-hand man. He ain't nobody's errand boy. You know what I'm saying? He wants to take control for himself. He acts like he's taking orders, but really all he's doing is biting his time until he takes over and assumes power. That's his whole thing. It's power, control, all of that. Now, he is a straight-up villain through and through. Sometimes he can act like a straight-up punk. And other times he'll be like, just doing some weird stuff. I'm like, okay, this is Starscream. He's one of those types that will just talk and then shoot. Real quick. Talk, shoot. But when anybody else is around, like when Megatron is around, he's like, "I'm sorry, my master. I will not do it. I will not do it again. Da da da. I swear." He slips up a few good times, but and ultimately, well, I'm not going to spoil anything else. But anyway, it turns out that Megatron, during all of this, in the first 5 episodes of this DVD, you find out that he has been off-world for about 3 years, looking for this thing called the Blood of Unicron, aka Dark Energon. Now, Dark Energon, unlike regular Energon, it has dark properties to it, evil properties to it. And what it can do is not only give a Cybertronian power, but also raise the dead. So, Megatron's plan is to raise an army of the undead, bring them to Earth, get revenge on the Autobots, and take over Earth. That is his whole agenda from the beginning, right? Now, he is villain, straight up villain. They brought back the original voice actor to voice him, as well as the same one to voice Optimus Prime. So their beef is still going. And with the add-ins of these kids and this whole thing, because at first the Autobots are a little bit like, what are we gonna do? What are we supposed to do with them now? They're trying to hide it from them because really the government's concerned about human safety around a bunch of walking, talking, breathing robots. It's but they form a bond. Everything in this series has a purpose, a connection. You know what I'm saying? There's no weird jokes in between. There's no weird filler to move the story along. It's not perfect, because there are times where you're like, why the heck did they do that? But you find that every one of them has an enemy. It's not just Megatron versus Optimus Prime. You know what I'm saying? RC has an arch enemy. Bulkhead has an arch enemy. You know, and so does Bumblebee. But you know, Bumblebee, yes, he is the same car when he transforms. He is the same car that you see from the movie, and he does not speak other than bleeps and beeps. Now, the only people that can really understand that are the Autobots and Raphael. Now, Raphael, he is a little tech genius, 12-year-old tech genius. So anything that the Autobots can't pick up, he picks up the slack. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. The kids actually help with their whole thing with the Decepticons. You know, they're like, yes, the Autobots are their guardians, but the humans are also the helpers. You are also introduced to an agent, a no-nonsense agent by the name of Fowler, and he, you know, he'll go toe-to-toe with Optimus Prime. He don't give a crap that he's a 50-foot tall robot compared to this dude who's a pudgy pudgy looking dude, but he's had military training. He loves his country, all of that, and that's very you see that in his acting. The guy that voices him, top-notch job. It's very believable. There's even a point where he gets captured by Starscream and the Decepticons, and they try to get him to talk, and he's just sitting there joking with them. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there BSing with them. It's like, just saying everything, but really saying nothing. You know, and he is like one of the comic reliefs of this show. It is produced by Hasbro, of course, and is brought to you by the network, the Hub. You know what I'm saying? Discovery and Hasbro's network, the Hub, and also brought to you by Shout Factory. Shouts out to Shout Factory. I love the fact that you brought out all this retro stuff. You know what I'm saying? And some new stuff. If you haven't seen Transformers Prime, I suggest that you try it out before anything. You know what I'm saying? If you are a fan of Transformers, definitely check out Transformers Prime. Let me know what you think. I put this right up there with Generation 1 and Beast Wars. That's how crazy this story is. You know what I'm saying? It flows well. The very first season is about 26 episodes, so that should tell you something. Yes, it's all CGI. It's all CGI. It's made the animation is made by a Japanese company who makes an awesome product. I can't really say anything else about this other than I wish this was the Blu-ray aside from the DVD, but whatever, you know, it's all good to me. But anyway, that was a rant rave review. If anybody has seen Transformers Prime, right now we're on season 2 on the Hub right now. I cannot wait for the next DVD Blu-ray set to come out. If anybody has seen it, let me know what you think of it. Anything else that you would like to see me review in the future? I have a lot of plans coming up. So anything else just holla at me. Just comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook page, the Twitter page, and just chill and conversate, you know what I mean? Anyway, with that being said, I am El Detenchi, and that was on the brain. Transformers, more than beats the eye, more than meets the